Hello YouTubers, welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is Frank the Bam, and today we're going to talk about another original foreign versus American remake. That's where I talk about horror movies, one being of foreign origin and Americans trying to make it better, and who come out on top. And we had a lot of surprises, even though most, so far there's been a lot of times where the originals, just can't be topped by the Americans. But there's sometimes that a movie can be well made, even improved upon. And you guys talked, and you guys definitely have heard me say that one reason why remakes are needed is if the original is not as well known. And this is the perfect movie to talk about, because we're gonna talk about La Casa Muda, which is the silent house on 2010. It's a film from Uruguay, and then we're gonna see the American remake, which is Silent House, and it was made 1 year later. So one was made in 2010, the other one made in 2011. And I mean, these two, by the way, are very fantastic films. Let's talk about cast. Let's talk about directors. Let's talk about why I think one of them is better than the other. Let's start first with the original, the original film. So La Casa Muda, the silent house, was made on 2010, and that one is directed by Gustavo Hernandez. It's starring the beautiful Florencia Colucci, and now we have the remake on 2011. That one's Chris Kentis. It basically directs the remake and stars the beautiful and extremely talented Elizabeth Olsen. And let's talk about the plot. Is basically, let me talk. Well, let's talk about plot, but then we're gonna talk about things that I think that are remarkable of both films, and you must see both. I mean, these are really great films. First of all, we have the plot is basically you take a father and daughter going to this house which they purchase, and they want to do some repairs. It's a fixer upper, so they go there to paint and work on it, and they want to resell it for profit. So they go into the countryside, somewhere remote, when there's not a lot of there's basically no one around. It's a house when you have miles and miles around of nothing, which is scary on its own. But basically what happens is that the house is actually pretty big, and it's getting dark, and the daughter and the father get separated. And when they get separated, the daughter begins to hear some noises, and there's a very strong side that there could be a home invasion. So they could be robbed and killed, murdered, raped, who knows. And she is basically horrified of this fact. And the beauty of the film is that the reaction of the woman, how she takes it. And to all this, to being horrifying enough, there's a supernatural influence here. There's both a psychological and supernatural things that are affecting this film, and definitely you just don't know what's going on. You see the girl, you follow her struggles of her and her father, and what could become, a kidnap or horrible home invasion. that could have supernatural implications and definitely some psychological things. There is a secret to this movie and an ending that is that it's somewhat similar in both, but it's really unsettling and unnerving. I'm not going to spoil it. Um, Let me talk about great things about both films here. Well, first of all, the let me give you a plus point to the original. The original is one of those. I think I looked it up in different websites, so I can't say 100%, but it's one of a very few amount of films. For like one, two, maybe less than five films that is made on one shot. So it's a continuous shot. It's like an hour and a half of continuous shot. You guys realize that this is a point for the original for being for the original foreign Uruguayan film because it's unbelievable. You guys know how difficult that is. I mean, I film my videos in a one shot take sometimes. I was doing it all the time. Now I'm starting to not do it because I forget what I wrote. Sometimes I goof, sometimes I sneeze, sometimes it's normal. As you're making any type of video, you'll realize that making something one shot, even if it's less than 15 minutes, it's actually pretty hard. Now if you have a motion picture, that's an unbelievable feat. And so plus point for the original, it gives a very creepy points of view on cinematography. So I'm gonna give that for just being original and just following him around for I don't know, 88 minutes, I think, something like that. That's the running time of the film. The original gets a point. Now, the acting. Even though the original's actress is actually pretty good, I'm not denying that, because she eats most of the screen time because it's pretty much it's a steady piece of two or three actors there. Um, it's not surpassed by the remake. Oh my gosh, what's her name again? Elizabeth Olsen. She Have you guys ever seen a panic attack, a real panic, like a person with a panic attack, like in an airplane or something? I've seen some stuff like that. I've seen friends of mine that have panic attacks before. Thank God. One time I almost had a panic attack, but I didn't have a full panic attack. But this lady looks panic attack. Like, wow, she is horrified of what's going on. She sees this home supposedly this home invasion people, and she's of fearing of her life, the way she's running, the way she acts. There's a shot, oh my God, there's a shot where she can see them. She can see them that they're around her, and she's like underneath the table. They haven't noticed her. And that is so unnerving. The way that she behaves, you can see she's crying, she's screaming, but she can't talk. She can't even say a squeak because she'll be captured. And you can see the anguish that she's had. And there's, like I said, there's a secret. You can know where her anguishes come from. But the remake, oh man, blows it all, blows the acting of the original out of the water. That lady, Miss Olsen, it's unbelievable. I mean, she should have won some type of award because it's unbelievable. The way that she acts, it glues you to the movie. Like, I didn't want to stop watching it. Another point I'm gonna give to the remake because of the way it was shot. Perhaps because it's shot in one straight shot. There's some parts that are hard to see. The light situation becomes a factor at the night part of the movie. The However, the way that it's masterfully shot, in the remake, is that there's some camera angles I never seen before. Like, they're extremely creative. Like, I was watching it with my father. My father couldn't say, "Why is that shot is so weird? I can't see what's going on." Like, you could see that there's something going on in the background, but you can't clearly see what it is. And after you know the secret of the film, then you realize why it was fantastic. Now, so the way it's shot, awesome cinematography. The The remake also has some very, very, very beautiful things in the ocean, out in the countryside. The house itself looks creepier. I mean, it's fantastic. Now, let me give a point to the original for the ending. Um, it's a little deranged. The way it ends is a little weird and deranged, and then you kind of figure out what's going on by the very end, even while the credits are rolling. So let me give you that. However, I think that it's the way that the character reacts. Again, I think it's the acting of Miss Olsen at the end, at the reveal, that it looks much more realistic. Like this would. So I definitely will say that even though with a slight win, I will say that the better one is the remake. I would still recommend both. Even if you don't like subtitles, hey, this movie doesn't actually have a lot of dialogue. So there's going to be minor ones if you watch La Casa Muda. Like I said, I speak Spanish, so it doesn't matter to me, but the it's very minimal. I would say that probably the remake has a little bit more dialogue, maybe just a tad. And there's some shots that are very, very creative. So definitely watch the movie. I recommend them both. But The Silent House 2011 remake, great movie. I bet you. It took me. I hadn't heard about the movie. I went to a used movie place where I picked it up. I didn't see it once. I saw it. I definitely went. I watched the original first. Went to see the remake. Loved both. Awesome movies. Definitely will say, watch them both. I recommend you watch both movies. Once again, comment if you like this movie. If you didn't like it, tell me. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I hope you enjoy another one of the original, versus foreign, foreign original versus American remake. I want to make more. I'm working on one Miss Cole. I have tons of videos coming up, but I've been really sick. I apologize. I'm trying to make it as much as I can, but I'm finally getting better. So I'll try to make more videos. Be blessed. Take care. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.